Okay, meeting called to order, 7:01. Previous meeting minutes have been distributed. Any discussion? Motion approved.
AI's got you all done. Done.
Been motion and seconded to approve the minutes as distributed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye,
0. Treasury report, Bill. Any updates?
nothing to, for this evening, no.
Thank you. Planners report, any update? I know there's no formal one, but you did have a couple updates on.
I sent around, I just sent a quick email, but I made note of just a couple things. New town manager started. I found out that the pipeline, gas pipeline has a review process for developments so that it's not onerous for the planning board to ask for sign off from the pipeline of the gas pipeline regarding development projects.
Have you been able to provide that information to 47 Mechanic Street?
Not yet, no.
Okay, because that will if that's the condition, then we should provide them with any information that they need.
Yeah.
Who to talk to and what the process.
The other things, the other thing I neglected to put on the agenda, but you don't need to discuss it tonight anyway. You have time, the 40B and 45 Milford Street. First public hearing is next Wednesday over at the community center. So if the planning board would like to submit comments to the zoning board, we can put that on for the next agenda. I'm sure there'll be plenty of meetings on it, I'm sure. So plenty of time to get comments in.
I'm not sure there'll be a formal planning board response, but every member is encouraged to send their comments. This is deliberately a first planning board, some regulations, so, but
We did for the last one, by Pickering's, we did a letter.
Yeah.
That basically said, if you were following the process, this is what you would have to do. And it was a pretty good letter. I wrote it. No, I didn't.
is that okay, we should take a look at that one and possibly,
I mean, I think it could be, again, we're saying yes or no, but we're saying, according to the planning board regs, there's some things that you need to be looking at. I think that's fine.
And it puts it on the record. I mean, the one behind Pickering, that I still draw a blank on the address, but it was a much more controversial project.
the only thing I can think of, one thing I was, the subdivision that was on top had to do a, set aside a drainage easement or a runoff easement all the way down to. So if they're adding anything in there that's going to affect a pre-existing condition
Easement, yeah.
from some other previous development, we should include that. That was part of our decision.
Do we want to pull the old letter and see?
Sure. Yes, we do.
I can find that.
Good.
Yeah, that was basically it. Were there any other questions, Tom? I know you had emailed me about disability commission. I don't know much more really than what we had discussed, which is this, that you have a disability commission, but it's not, they can't meet because they only have one member.
It has to comply with the town's laws and state and federal laws, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
We don't have a 5-member board as set up by our bylaws that we can go to. Bylaws don't say we can go to our neighbors and ask them a question, or a cousin to go to a 5-member board. We don't have it. We'd have to hire a professional, which we could do through our peer review. So from a planning board perspective, we're not relying on them to do it, but they should get it done. We have a lot of ADA stuff comes up all the time. Almost every subdivision has site plan has a component that's ADA. Okay,
Just one more question, through the chair. Has Locust Air pulled the permits?
For 47 Main, no.
Have you gotten any indication of when they're going to?
I stopped asking because they just have not been pulling them.
So we still don't have safe harbors?
Correct.
and one other thing is the state's improvements on 140 affect our ability to release lots with access, adequate access. So we really should, planning board should really have a detail of the work to be done through the center of town, wherever they left off, where they're going to finish,
Okay,
because that's going to affect our decision on anything that's built along that road.
sure.
We'll have to know what's going on. You could do a curb cut and then it's just going to be taken away because it's going to be an expansion. We don't want to, I don't know about sidewalks and we don't know about parking on sidewalks. We don't know any of that stuff. So we really,
It's 140.
except they do it in Spencer and they do it in Millbury. Well, it's 2 and Route 9, both state roads go through the center of the town and there's parking on both sides. They have an exemption.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah,
not,
but it's, but there's bike lanes too, not necessarily.
well, and there's also lawsuits from Upton residents that businesses that would have to be, have no parking. And be sued for the groomer across the street, they'd have no parking.
Wasn't talk about doing it on one side of the street, working to get a waiver so it's a bike lane on.
That's why it's nice to know what they're planning on, so we would be able to advise anybody coming in with a plan.
Sure, I mean, I don't, there's no scheduling for those improvements yet. I mean, it's loosely
They only do those.
Start with October was fine.
this October. Oh, no, maybe the paving. So that, there's the mill and overlay that's gonna happen.
Any work that's gonna impact our ability to determine adequate.
I can get an updated schedule on the mill and overlay. The larger project with like the roundabout, the bike lanes, that's not scheduled.
Which is interesting, the roundabout's gonna be interesting, and what they plan for the middle of it, we should talk about. So,
Yeah.
You can put solar panels there.
yeah, so we should have some input into what it looks like.
Mhm.
All right, 7:07, I'd like to, first thing on the agenda is a special permit for 47 Mechanic Street. The only thing left, as far as I know, there's only one large lot as opposed to the two which we discouraged. There's no 81P required because they combined that with it.
Correct.
And the only thing left is they need a access from the pipeline to get across it. There's a process.
Yeah, there's a process that they can contact.
And we've closed the hearing.
Yeah, we just vote on it. Yeah, we just want to make sure that what we vote on is up to date on, so they should be okay, except for the subject to the crossing.
Yeah.
Is there a motion on 47 Camp Street, special permit for a large lot reduced front?
I move that we issue a special permit for 47 Mechanic Street with the condition that the applicants receive a permit from whoever for the crossing.
The appropriate, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
I'm recused. He's recused. So your voting members are.
I can second that. I can second that for discussion.
Okay.
I would second that for discussion. Is there any discussion on the motion?
I think Eric was trying to.
Is that Eric?
No, I was just saying I could second it if need be.
Okay, excellent, thank
Were there any other conditions that we had said we were gonna put on this? Okay.
Just the usual ones, building permit, just the standard ones that are in the.
But it was, okay, so that was.
The only thing outside of a standard
Yeah.
sign off is that one. All right, seeing no questions, I'll do a roll call on this. All those in favor of approving the large lot reduced frontage, Eric?
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Margaret?
Aye.
And I will make that unanimous. The application is approved.
Thank you.
All right, we will get that in writing and hopefully you can safely cross it without getting blown up by the power line, by the pipeline. But if you have any questions, we'll write that up. We'll write that letter up. Mike will write it up and we'll file that. And any questions, give us a call.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your patience.
Okay, good night.
That's good. Thank you. Okay, town meeting warrant article discussion, ADU grandfathering and ground mount solar. Take the ADU grandfathering first from the building inspector.
Yeah, that was referred to from the zoning board regarding the grandfathering clause. The draft language that you have in front of you is intended to reflect I think the intent of what planning board's original offering was with this bylaw, which was to make it so anything that was legally in place at the time of the adoption of the new bylaw is exempt from any new provisions.
The easiest way to explain that is you build, we say it's 900 square feet and you built 1,000. Oh, we changed it to 1,000.
Yep.
You don't have to go back and reapply because you're on your subject.
No,
Your grandfather,
Yeah.
we don't have to bother the building inspector. It's grandfathered in until you
Yeah.
build another one.
Yeah, or oversized, right? So it's like,
Mhm.
you-
If it's, yes.
It's avoiding sending people back for zoning board for approval that they basically already
Already
have.
have, yeah.
The trouble with the confusion arose because in the old bylaw required a familial connection to the
Mhm.
tenants, right? Versus obviously the new law, the new bylaw doesn't. So it was this matter of like, well, does that still apply if you're over, anyway, it was creating a lot of confusion. This will shore it up nicely.
Great.
Ground mounted solar.
Ground mount solar, yeah, thank you. This, as was discussed, this issue brought up to you by a resident, who I did reach out to, and she's not present tonight. And didn't respond to the draft that I sent. I know her concerns were largely, if you, Lauren, can you scroll down? Under, oh yeah, I had, you know, in red, D, screening, question mark, landscaping, question mark, if you want to put in references to those things, as well as, Lauren, can you scroll down?
And the key is that it goes to an elected board and has a site plan.
Yeah, the
That's
intent,
the
again,
biggest change.
for people was to prevent a situation where you have an installation going in a neighborhood that is not conducive to the neighborhood, you know, doesn't fit neighborhood characteristics and all that stuff. So it provides you, the planning board, the opportunity to address that through site plan.
On behalf of the neighborhood.
Yes, and the neighborhood would have obviously the ability to maybe notify through your site plan process, because you treat that as a public hearing.
I like that.
And then, you know, I try to keep the requirements loose somewhat that give you, the planning board, the ability to review them and have a lot of discretion with it without it being overly burdensome in a way that would create a de facto prohibition on it, which would be illegal.
Yeah.
One of the ways we used to do it in the olden days, you might see it, site plan, I mean, in some of the books, we say this, and that, over, and then it says, or otherwise, but.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think having language about the screening is a good idea.
Yeah.
If you put that in,
Any natural screening.
you put that in there, but you give them the option or the right to terms, you give them an opportunity to talk us into this, and they can't see it, and this, and I love the name, and we'll work together, and
I'm not sure we need screening and landscaping, but I think a line about screening, providing,
If it's
provide.
natural
Yeah.
screening, then landscaping is
Yeah.
the same.
Provide,
I would
provide
want to see
screening
something,
to,
nobody wants a giant fence
yeah.
to block a giant, fence.
do we need to vote on this now, or 2 weeks?
Can I just ask Mr. comment on, you say, or your yard of property, rear yard of property?
Rear yard, yeah. Oh, it looks like I already corrected it in this version,
Oh,
so
okay.
thank you then.
Okay. And, the example. Just a question of including the example there,
Yeah,
that sort of leads one maybe to assume that if you make that case, that's a good cause. And I just don't know if it, even though it's
Sure.
very explanatory, I don't know if that's a good thing to put into this,
sure.
without just raising that, because I think if you stop it, as one of the parentheses, that's what it gives us the discretion.
And I think that the put that system in that we're seeing would say, well, we didn't want to disturb the trees in our backyard, so we stuck it in.
And that was good cause and
And that was good.
bylaw says.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good cause.
Yeah.
What about that comment that you sent out,
Yeah, I sent it out just before the meeting, the building commissioner commented, thanks Ken, that the new bylaws, the new regulations that the state just put out, they say the public utilities changed the 10 kilowatt limit on residential solar to 25 kilowatt last year. This would take up about 2,500 square feet of panel space, should the bylaw match this sizing to not unreasonably regulate. So he was suggesting using 2,500 square feet as a reference for
Instead of 1750.
yes, instead of 1,750.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's huge, 2,500.
It is big, but if that's what the state is referencing, then if we go with less,
What is it that way?
we're more likely to get smacked down, right?
Well, then somebody can just say, this is what the state says, and we go, okay.
But if we looked at what the state said and it's reasonable, and it wards off challenges for us.
Because after we pass it,
No,
when
I
it goes for
understand.
review, we don't want it to get knocked
I
down.
understand, I just,
Yes.
And town council has not reviewed this yet. Wanted to make sure everybody was good with the language as presented, before town council makes modifications. So like, tell town council what you want first, before they start taking things out.
Because it's money. Every minute it's money. Good question is half answered.
Okay.
Okay, what's next is, you good on that? Both of those?
Yeah, I think so, unless there were other questions or suggestions on how to modify it before it goes to, public hearing.
Eric, Bill, any questions on, ground mounted solar?
No.
Now,
Right, next is vote to support grant applications. Potential applications are Fowler Street Culvert and Warren Street Parklet. Transportation chapter of the master plan, Ramsey and Christine ADA improvements, so the two different buildings, right?
correct, yeah.
And multi-family design guide.
Yes, so Mr. Chairman, I was hoping that the planning board would give me a vote of your support for all of those applications, so I can write into the applications that I'm support them.
Okay, is there a motion of the board to vote to support the grant application listed?
So moved.
I'll second that for discussion. Discussion on the motion.
I just have a question, what is the Mechanic Street culvert?
That is,
Fowler Street's way down the other end, down past you.
Oh, okay, way down to,
No, the other end. I think it's the other end.
have the information.
towards,
Oh, past you.
is it towards the golf course?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, the one's kind of behind my house?
Yeah, I think it's behind. you.
Yeah, that's a mess. Right down.
Oh, that one,
Yeah.
okay, neighbors would be so,
Yeah,
that's
that one is a good one.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I've done it for like 2 years.
And Warren Street Parklet is where
Right here, next to, it's your.
Good.
Yeah.
Parklet, good. The transportation chapter master plan, that's gonna be after the housing, so we do need any help on that we can get. The letters to the town on that would be to DPW, police and fire, police mostly for where problems are. DPW for where improvements need to be. And what else is in there? Any ton of the town transportation things is.
I mean, we'd include, senior center, because they have the
They
ADA,
got the two vehicles.
transit.
All right, Ramsey and Christine ADA improvements, you've got that, right? You've got,
Those are basically bathroom improvements for both of those.
and you've got the citizens input on those, there's a,
Yeah,
okay?
what is the Ramsey building?
it's at, Kiwanis
The
Beach.
beach,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
because you can't get up, there's no way to get up to the top.
No, I know. Yeah.
Well, actually, we're not solving for that with the application. We're solving for the bathrooms are
Bathrooms, yeah.
You're
non-compliant.
never, yeah.
Yeah.
But we want to eliminate, we don't want the same problem we had with getting the top full of
We
clothes.
certainly don't, yeah, we certainly don't want people using that.
Yeah, and so that you want, you don't want to close off everything. The access from the parking lot to the bleachers is rough. You can't even, you can't get a wheelchair there, so we're gonna have problems with the ADA from transportation from the parking lot to the, so there's a whole bunch of problems. You're on that one. And multifamily design guidelines.
As stated, I mean, you need guidelines on those.
There's a good way for affordability is to have some non-single families in town. That whole town is its own single family. Which is why a ADU is good because it stays in one family. It allows them,
Doesn't have to
Doesn't
anymore.
have to
Used to.
anymore.
but you still only want to drive, still has to go through the person's of land. So on that assessment. It's still,
But it doesn't have to be the occupant.
it's still a one-family zone. Which we have, so the,
So just a question, is that an entryway to rezoning to allow multifamily housing?
No, I mean, you already allow multifamily zoning kind of sort of
Okay.
through your townhouse and garden apartment,
Yeah.
section.
but that's A and B only.
Yep, and, by special permit, and what these would do, would they be attached to that, through your local process, so. In the case of, and this is no comment on Centennial Court as to what they presented, but that's a current, example of something that's coming before this court. That, you know, if you had this in place, you could say, we have these design standards that need to be met for that, so. And then you have sewer and water, obviously, that's now down Route 140, you're going to get more of those types of applications in which you can implement these design guidelines and make sure they're there.
And if it's a slow controlled growth, towns, infrastructure can handle it.
Mhm.
Police, fire, emergency, schools. Okay, 2,100 in professional services budget.
Actually, we didn't vote. We had a motion and a second to support the
We didn't vote on that?
recommendations, but we didn't vote. No, we went through this.
Entertain a motion.
We already, and we had a motion and a
Oh.
second, we just haven't voted.
This is the discussion. Okay, any more discussion on the matter? Moving on. All right, seeing none, all those in favor, to vote to support the grant application, say aye.
Aye.
Eric, Bill.
Aye.
That is unanimous. One. All right, next is 2,100 in professional services budget.
So you have $2,100 in your budget that seems to be carry over year to year. Have you ever actually used it? Like first, it says for professional services and I don't,
No idea.
No,
I can't think of a time when it would be.
because everything that comes in, we charge the applicant. No, we don't.
I was thinking it'd be a good opportunity if you don't typically use it, which I haven't seen it be used since I've been here, but like. It'd be good to help a grant application for matching funds to like,
I think we did it to help the town. I think if the town asked us to do something, we could hire someone to do that.
yeah.
But I think this is another great use for that.
Okay. You need to vote on that?
Yes, please.
Is there a,
I move that we allow our professional services budget, that we authorize use of that budget, as a grant match.
discussion? Any discussion on the matter?
Should just a quick discussion, should we put, clarify that to say for a grant to be determined at a later time?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't specify. I wanted that attached to the multifamily design guide.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
That's the professional service that is.
Yeah.
okay, okay.
For a grant match for the multi-family design guidelines. How's that?
Well,
I will second that as amended.
Okay.
So it's gonna be for the multifamily, and everybody agrees with that? And all those in favor?
Aye.
That is
Aye.
unanimous. Master plan update review, you're on.
Still working on the housing chapter, and Mike and I have met with a few different groups regarding a transportation chapter and getting professional service for that and what it would look like. But no real update, we haven't gotten any scopes back. And then in the packet, there's a letter that I drafted that we could send to boards, commissions, fire, DPW, anyone who's related to one of the chapters, just to ask them for any studies, plans, thoughts, ideas.
Yeah.
That would help us out a lot.
Because they're all probably working on the budget, probably working on long term, and we don't have to put the whole thing in, we can do, put in order as it relates to us, but it's a form letter that we can give to school committee. Housing, anybody in town. Nice, I like it.
this is a, I mean, you guys have most of the relevant study plans, reports and other materials, correct?
We have most, there's one I found today through the Disability Commission. It's like forget what it even is, but it was like a self-evaluation sort of compliance, and that actually had some information that we could have been using. So I think there might be some that are in,
Yeah,
not
some
on
of
the
the,
website.
some of these studies, reports, plans happened obviously before me and Lauren joined, so
Right.
like, we're not even sure if
Mhm.
they exist or, you know, where to look.
No, I think it's good to ask if there's anything else out there and that someone's cabinet.
Well, the 2005 is the questions we need to ask. At least what we wanted to know from, like, say, the transportation is where are the accidents, where's this? We wanted to know what housing is, what are we working on for affordable housing, what are we working on for senior housing and those kind of things. So same questions.
But I think the other piece though is that, the committees may have done studies that we don't know about, so we need to see their results. That's what this is asking.
They can't, my thing is they can't give us too much information.
Correct.
Just give it all to us and
Yeah.
learn to figure it.
We having fun yet?
Your housing is coming along swimmingly.
Yes. It's turning out to be a bit of a bigger project than I thought, even with all the stuff that we do have, because they don't always align with each other. And the data part has been hard, since there's a lot of inconsistencies between the decennial census data too, like, you don't get the same table year to year, and then they change the age group categories across years.
Is this federal or state?
Federal. So I'm figuring it out, but then there's also like the American Community Survey and the decennial census. You're not really supposed to use the American Community Survey for comparisons according to them. So anyways, it's a slow process, but it's about halfway done.
Good.
That's been the main holdup.
Any other master plan updates? The form letter is a big thing because we can send it out in mass at some point this year. It's like when you go to the transportation, that'll be 4 different people with the same, 4 boards with the same. That's the DPU, fire, police, and whatever, and selectmen. Well, if the selectmen are gonna be getting a lot of these form letters, by the way, because they appoint some of these boards that we're talking about, so we should probably copy the selectmen on this. Read on them.
Oh, yeah.
See if they're appointees. Review meeting schedule and adopt new application deadline dates.
I noticed one thing about post meeting schedule.
Mhm.
It has 2 meetings in July, and we usually only meet once in July.
Yeah, I was hoping to get that figured out in one day, and everyone's gone on that one. So that would also be part of it. I just, for some, in the summer would be skipped.
Yeah.
But I didn't wanna.
Well, usually it's the 4th Tuesday. We don't go because the first one is so close to the 4th of July. Everybody's still hearing fireworks in their head. So take up the 4th Thursday in July and in August.
28 and no
August
something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be around on June 26th. That doesn't change it.
We had to change the deadlines on those because we realized that the deadlines gave people the impression that they could file and then immediately get scheduled for a public hearing.
Mhm.
Versus we bring them here first and then, yeah.
I like the language that you put at the bottom there, that just because you filed doesn't mean you have a public hearing.
Yes.
Well, we have 21 days to even respond to anything. So
Shouldn't that say June 23rd?
Possibly.
Not
Looks
gonna be
like
around.
it is a Friday.
Oh,
June 23rd, yeah.
okay, yes, we'll change that. Sure.
Let's just wipe out you. And you'll be celebrating in the class.
That's right.
Retirement, so you'll be.
Man, I'll just be blotto for the whole month.
You want a waiver? Okay, have a waiver.
Give you a waiver.
all right, William, what do you got for us? Any updates on the snow melting?
It is melting. I do have a question about the preserve at Dean Pond. That
ahead.
was that was approved with a street light at the intersection of Hopkinton and Claflin Farm Road, subject to the approval of the Board of Selectmen, I guess as far as the street light being there is concerned. And then subject to the planning board's approval of the street light itself. The developer went ahead and arranged with National Grid to have a street light installed. So there is one there now, and they're asking us to take it over. And I've been working on that, but I did want to talk to the planning board about resolving those 2 points, whether or not I need to go to the Board of Selectmen to confirm with them that they approve it, and then whether or not the planning board approves of whatever is there.
On the plans that we sign, one of the pages is the design of that streetlight. So when we sign off the plan, we're signing off the proposed design of the streetlight, the composition, where it points. But we're not approving, the selectmen approve whether or not they're gonna take over and pay for it.
Yeah, so
They're the
it's-
one to pay the bill.
we don't, the selectmen, they should have gone to the selectmen before installing.
So
And
this,
Lobiser should have known.
yeah, but whatever light is in there should have been on a planning, but we should check our files and it should be on the plan as an approved design.
Well, my guess is it's not, because the planning board approval that was recorded specifically states that it's subject to planning board approval. The design of it.
I don't remember, Bill, I remember when I was looking at this, I think I looked through the subdivision plans and couldn't find that light.
Well, the
Was it
light's
on?
not, like, when we accepted Claflin Farm Road, the light's not on there.
No,
I don't think it's mentioned in the plans either. I
It's
think
not.
it was just the one clause in the approval.
because also it's, the location of it is not necessarily within the subdivision. I think it's actually in the right of way of Hopkinton Road.
That's probably true.
Because it's on a utility pole.
The town owns that light and has to pay the bill for it.
But but if the selectmen didn't approve it first and
Easy.
they went ahead and built it anyway.
We send a letter to whoever built it, the applicant, and tell them that the planning board has not approved the design. Please submit the design that they built to us.
But also that they need to go to the selectmen for
Yeah,
approval.
it's not, it's
Because
not.
the selectmen approve it because they're paying the bill, right?
But we gotta tell what the selectmen, what they're approving. What they're approving is a peer reviewed setup of the light. Gonna get it in, we're gonna send it to peer review, and when we get the selectmen, this is what we got, this is, we had it peer reviewed, and this is the right composition, it's the weakest wattage that we can use, or however they do energy savings.
In some ways, it makes sense to go to the selectmen and say, do you want a light there? And if selectmen say, no, it doesn't matter what they want to put.
And still required to put a design in, should they, in case they do.
But they, I mean, I think the first thing though is they say, do you want one? And then the selectmen say, yes, then go to the planning board and look at the design. Because if the selectmen are gonna say no, then why bother with any different
But if
design?
they change their mind in a year or two, new board comes, new selectman comes in, and they say, we do want a light there because there's been accidents and
Yeah,
this.
then
and
they
that."
can still send them to planning.
We're on the hook for the design, and yeah, you're right. It's easier.
Well, that was hard.
So I am going to make arrangements to go to the select board and confirm that they want to pay for it, basically.
Mhm.
And if they want it there, we're good. If they don't want it there, he's gonna take it out, right?
But it's not-
We will tell
That's-
National Grid that we don't want the light, and they'll turn it off.
Yeah, it's already in there, it's already in.
You can leave it in, correct? You just don't activate.
No, if they don't want, wait, turn it off. You mean, just leave it in there and turn it
That's
off?
what they did on Fowler Street, is they turned off
Okay,
a bunch
that
of.
makes sense.
Oh, is that right?
So we can just turn it off and not have it removed.
We all lighted
That's
before
good.
my
Right,
house.
right, that light belongs to National Grid.
The both of them,
Nice.
no lights.
Good.
And we did have it transferred to our name. So the light is currently on an account owned by the town. So we're getting charged for the electricity and a facility fee and so on and so forth. Not a lot of money, but that's why I wanted to talk about it. Next step, go to the Board of Selectmen, and confirm they wanted to pay for it.
Please do it. Let us know.
Yep.
And maybe they did go to the select board. Do we know if they went to the select board and got it approved?
They might have gone to the last town manager. I don't know.
I doubt it, but I can
Is there usually-
figure that all out.
Intersection lights are more likely to go approved.
I couldn't find
Okay,
any decision in the minutes from the select board that they ever approved it, so,
Yeah, let us know if you need any help with anything.
thanks.
Let's go.
Eric, what do you got for us? Anything?
Nope, nothing on my end.
Anything from the board?
Who's the backup?
Meeting is at 7:30.
And there's a fire pit over at the brew pub tonight.
Did you adjourn, Tom?
Adjourned at 7:37.
All right.
Yeah.